Hello, Mr. Chew here, written in blue, just like it sounds, Mr. CHEW. This is Bare Algebra. It's lesson 1.04C over the distributive property, which is our student challenge problems 1 to 4. So we had a lesson. I challenged students to try the problems, and then we're going to work them out in this video. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mr.KeithEChew. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you like this video regardless what you're watching it on. On TikTok and Instagram, it's Mr. KeithEChew. All right, so on number 1 and 2, we wanted students to verify using PEMDAS on the left and the distributive property on the right to show that both methods will give you the same answer if it's an arithmetic problem with just numbers and no variables. So using PEMDAS on the left, you would do the parentheses before you multiply by 3, and 7 minus 3 is 4. That would be my first step. Using the distributive property on the right, you would take the 3 times the 7, and since we're subtracting, minus the 3 times the 3. So now let's continue and see if we get the same number on both sides, which means that we've verified it. 3 times 4 is 12. This is 21 minus 9, which equals 12. So it verified, so I checked it there. So the distributive property and PEMDAS gave me the same answer when I had just numbers. Now let's do it again. The 12 plus the 14 has to be done first. And over here, we do the distributive property, which means 12 times 6. 12 has to be distributed in multiplication times the number on the outside, plus, because we're adding, the 14 times 6. 26 times 6. I'll go ahead and long multiply just to give practice on that. 6 times 6 is 36, carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So that's 156. So 6 times 12 is 72. 6 times 14 is 84. And when I add my 72 and my 84, 4 plus 2 is 6. 8 times 7 is 15. 156 verified on both sides. All right, you could always pause the video if you would need to check where you had made your mistake. And now we'll get to number 3 and 4. We'll do 3 before 4. I don't know how I got that number first. So we had 4 times 3y plus 2, and then we have negative 4 times 3 minus 6x. All right, we use the distributive property, and we take the 4 times the first term, which is 3y. We add, because there's addition in the parentheses, the 4 times the second term, which is 2. And now we simplify these, 12y plus 8. These are not like terms. I cannot do any more. That is my final answer. Now we do the negative 4, which is on the outside of the parentheses, times the first term, which is 3. We're subtracting, so I put a minus sign. And then the negative 4 times the 6x. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because I need to know that is negative. All right, so the rule in pre-algebra, which would be an arithmetic rule, is minus, we'll change that in a minute, so negative 3 times the 4 is negative 12. And then we've got a minus here. I'm going to put it in parentheses because it's going to be a negative number. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And there's an X there. And there's a rule in algebra, minus a negative becomes plus a positive. So my final answer here is negative 12 plus 24x. And that's the final answer because I cannot combine an integer and a term with a variable in it. So there will be a link up here back to the original lesson where I assign these. There will be a playlist link here. If you're on YouTube, you'll see those 2 links with a subscribe button down here. If you're on TikTok, it would have been my part 1 of this lesson. So make sure you subscribe to Mr. Keith E. Chu or follow Mr. Keith E. Chu on TikTok and Instagram. I'm Mr. Chu. This is Bare Algebra, and I want to help you learn math in an easier way. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.